In the heart of the Pacific Northwest, where the ancient trees stood like sentinels of time, Elias Thorne lived a life of solitude and purpose. His cabin, a rustic cabin nestled deep within the forest, was a testament to his legacy, a legacy of troll hunting that stretched back through generations of his family. The Thornes had been the guardians of Pinecrest for centuries, their duty passed down from father to son, a sacred trust to protect the villagers from the ancient creatures that lurked in the shadows. The walls of Elias's cabin were adorned with trophies of his past victories, troll teeth claws, and even a preserved troll heart in a jar, a grim reminder of the battles he had fought and won. Each artifact held a story, a piece of the Thorne family history, and a testament to their unyielding courage. Elias's daily routine was as rigorous as it was meticulous. He woke before the first light of dawn, the forest still shrouded in the quiet mystery of the night. His mornings began with a series of exercises, each movement honed to perfection, preparing his body for the physical demands of his hunts. He would then study the ancient texts his grandfather had left him, filled with lore about trolls and other mythical creatures that inhabited the forest. These texts were more than just guides. They were a connection to the past, a link to the ancient magic that flowed through the forest. The text spoke of a time when the forest was alive with magic, when the trees whispered secrets to those who knew how to listen, and when the trolls were but one of many creatures that roamed the land. Breakfast was always the same, a strong cup of black coffee and a hearty meal of eggs, bacon, and toast. It was a ritual, a moment of calm before the storm of the day's hunt. Elias kept a meticulous journal, detailing the behaviors and weaknesses of the trolls he encountered. His entries were filled with sketches of troll tracks, notes on their habits, and strategies for battle. It was a life of purpose, a life dedicated to protecting the townsfolk of Pinecrest from the ancient creatures that threatened their peace. One crisp autumn morning, as Elias was sharpening his axe, a frantic knock echoed through his cabin. He opened the door to find young Tommy, a boy from the nearby town of Pinecrest, his eyes wide with fear. "Mr. Thorne." Tommy gasped, "There's a troll. It's massive, and it's terrorizing the village. It's stealing livestock and scaring everyone. You have to help us." Elias looked down at the boy, seeing the fear in his eyes. He placed a reassuring hand on Tommy's shoulder. "Go back to the village, Tommy. Tell them I'm coming." As the boy nodded and ran back towards the town, Elias turned to gather his weapons. He knew the battle ahead would be fierce, but he was ready. With his trusty axe in hand and a heart full of determination, Elias Thorne set out to confront the beast. As Elias ventured deeper into the forest, the air grew colder, and the trees seemed to close in around him. The forest was alive with whispers, the ancient sentinels watching his every move. He found strange, large footprints in the mud, a sure sign of the troll's presence. The prints were deep and wide, a testament to the beast's massive size. Elias moved with the stealth of a seasoned hunter, his senses heightened by years of experience. He could feel the forest pulse, the subtle shifts in the wind, the distant snap of a twig. Suddenly, a low growl echoed through the woods, sending a shiver down his spine. He turned to see a pair of glowing eyes staring at him from the darkness. The troll was closer than he thought. The creature emerged from the shadows, a monstrous beast standing over 9 feet tall. Its skin was gnarled and covered in moss, a camouflage that allowed it to blend seamlessly with the forest. Sharp, yellow teeth jutted from its mouth, and its eyes glowed with an eerie light. Long, powerful arms ended in sharp claws, weapons that had struck fear into the hearts of many. Elias gripped his axe tightly, his heart pounding in his chest. He knew this battle would require more than brute force. He had to be clever, using the forest and its secrets to his advantage. The troll let out a roar, the sound echoing through the trees like a challenge. Elias stood his ground, his mind racing with strategies and plans. He remembered the old tales his grandfather used to tell, stories of trolls and their weakness to sunlight. The forest canopy was dense, but Elias knew of a clearing nearby. If he could lure the troll there, he might stand a chance. With a battle cry of his own, Elias charged, his axe gleaming in the dim light as he prepared to face the beast. Elias moved swiftly through the forest, his every sense attuned to the troll's movements. The beast was fast, its massive form surprisingly agile as it crashed through the undergrowth. Elias could hear its ragged breath, the snapping of branches under its weight, and the low growls that echoed through the trees. He needed to lead the troll to the clearing, where the sunlight could weaken it. With a sudden burst of speed, Elias darted between the trees, his path a winding trail designed to confuse and enrage the troll. He could feel the beast's hot breath on his neck, its growls growing louder and more frenzied. The clearing was just ahead, a patch of sunlight breaking through the dense canopy. As Elias reached the edge of the clearing, he turned to face the troll, his axe held ready. The beast charged, its eyes filled with fury and its claws outstretched. At the last moment, Elias leapt aside, rolling to the side as the troll crashed into the sunlight. The beast roared in pain, its skin blistering under the sudden exposure to light. But the troll was far from defeated. With a roar of its own, it lunged at Elias, its massive form a blur of motion. Elias swung his axe with all his might, the blade striking true and severing the troll's arm. The beast howled in agony, its eyes filled with a mix of pain and fury. Elias knew he had to end this quickly. He couldn't afford to let the troll regain its strength. With a swift movement, he pulled a small dagger from his boot, a weapon passed down through generations of his family. As the troll lunged again, Elias plunged the dagger into its heart. The beast let out a final, shuddering breath before collapsing to the ground, lifeless. Elias stood over the fallen troll, his chest heaving with the exertion of the battle. He had done it. The town of Pentecost was safe once again. But as he looked into the forest, he knew his journey was far from over. There were always more trolls lurking in the shadows, and he would be ready to face them, one battle at a time. The forest seemed to hold its breath as Elias stood over the fallen troll, the echoes of their battle still ringing through the trees. The clearing, once a place of tranquility, was now a battlefield. The earth churned, and the air thick with the scent of moss and something darker. Elias knelt, his breath steady, but his heart heavy with the weight of what was to come. He knew this victory was but a momentary respite. The trolls were growing bolder, their numbers seemingly endless. As he caught his breath, Elias heard the distant sound of voices calling his name. The townsfolk of Pentecost had ventured into the forest, drawn by the echoes of the battle. Among them was Tommy, his young eyes wide with a mix of awe and fear. Elias wiped the sweat from his brow and sheathed his axe, turning to face the villagers. "Elias, you've done it again!" one of the villagers exclaimed, relief evident in his voice. The crowd murmured in agreement, their faces a mix of gratitude and reverence. But Elias knew the truth. This battle was just the beginning. He stepped forward, his voice steady and calm. "We must remain vigilant," he said. "The trolls are not so easily defeated. We need to prepare for the battles yet to come." The villagers nodded, their expressions turning serious. They knew the dangers of the forest, the ancient threats that lurked within its depths. Elias turned to Tommy, placing a hand on his shoulder. "Tommy, gather the men. We need to fortify the village and prepare for the night." Tommy nodded, his young face set with determination. He had seen the fear in the eyes of the villagers and felt the weight of responsibility settling on his shoulders. As the villagers dispersed, Elias knelt beside the fallen troll, examining its form. He noticed something strange, a symbol carved into the troll's skin, a mark he had not seen before. It was a sign, a warning perhaps, of something greater stirring in the depths of the forest. That night, as the villagers fortified Pinecrest, Elias sat by the fire, his mind racing with thoughts of the symbol and what it could mean. He pulled out his journal, sketching the mark and noting every detail. He knew he needed to learn more, to understand the true nature of the threat they faced. The days that followed were a blur of preparation and vigilance. Elias spent his time training the villagers, teaching them how to defend themselves and how to recognize the signs of troll activity. Tommy was always at his side, his determination growing with each passing day. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Elias sat with Tommy by the fire, the young boy's eyes reflecting the flickering flames. "Elias," Tommy began, his voice steady and sure, "I want to learn more. I want to be like you, to protect the village and hunt the trolls." Elias looked at the boy, seeing the fire of determination in his eyes. He remembered his own youth, the days he had spent learning from his grandfather, the lessons that had shaped him into the hunter he was today. He nodded, a rare smile crossing his face. "Very well, Tommy. I will teach you the ways of the hunter. But know this, it is not an easy path. It is a life of solitude and danger, of battles fought in the shadows of the forest." Tommy nodded, his eyes shining with resolve. "I understand, Elias. I am ready." As the nights grew longer, Elias and Tommy ventured into the forest, tracking the signs of troll activity and learning the ancient secrets of the hunt. They discovered more of the strange symbols, each one a piece of a puzzle that Elias was determined to solve. Back in Pinecrest, the villagers celebrated their newfound safety, their gratitude to Elias evident in every smile and word of thanks. But Elias knew that the true battle was yet to come. He spent his evenings sharpening his axe, his mind focused on the mysteries of the forest. One night, as Elias sat by the fire, Tommy approached him, a strange artifact in his hands. "Elias," he said, "I found this near the edge of the forest. It bears the same symbol as the one on the troll." Elias took the artifact, his eyes narrowing as he examined the intricate carvings. It was a piece of an ancient puzzle, a key to understanding the true nature of the trolls and the threat they posed. He knew he needed to learn more, to delve deeper into the secrets of the forest. As the days turned into weeks, Elias and Tommy ventured deeper into the forest, their bond growing stronger with each passing day. They discovered hidden caves and ancient ruins, each one a testament to the ancient battles that had been fought in the shadows of the forest. The forest was alive with the whispers of the ancient trees, their leaves rustling in the wind like the pages of a story yet to be told. Elias and Tommy moved with the stealth of seasoned hunters, their eyes scanning the undergrowth for any sign of the trolls. One day, as they ventured deeper into the forest, they discovered a hidden lair, its entrance obscured by thick vines and ancient symbols. Elias knew they had found something significant, a place of power and danger. As they entered the lair, the air grew colder, the darkness thicker. They moved cautiously, their axes at the ready, their senses heightened by the ancient secrets of the hunt. The lair was a nest of trolls, larger and more ferocious than any Elias had encountered before. Elias knew they had stumbled upon a major threat to Pinecrest, a danger that needed to be faced with courage and determination. He turned to Tommy, his eyes reflecting the fire of the battle yet to come. "We must be ready, Tommy. The battle ahead will be fierce, but we will face it together." Tommy nodded, his grip tightening on his axe. "I am ready, Elias. We will protect Pinecrest, no matter the cost." As they prepared for the battle ahead, Elias knew that the true test of their strength and courage was yet to come. The forest was alive with the whispers of the ancient trees, their leaves rustling in the wind like the echoes of a battle yet to be fought. The deeper Elias and Tommy ventured into the forest, the more the ancient trees seemed to whisper secrets of old. The air grew colder and the light dimmer, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. They found a hidden cave, its entrance obscured by thick vines and ancient symbols carved into the stone. Elias felt a chill run down his spine. He knew they had found something significant. "Stay close, Tommy," Elias whispered, his voice barely audible. "This place, it feels old, powerful." Tommy nodded, gripping his axe tightly. They entered cautiously, their footsteps echoing softly in the vast darkness of the cave. The walls were covered in more of the strange symbols, glowing faintly in the dim light. As they ventured deeper, the cave opened into a large chamber. There, in the center, was a nest of trolls, larger and more ferocious than any they had encountered before. Elias's heart pounded in his chest. He had faced many trolls, but never a gathering like this. The creatures stirred, their glowing eyes turning to face the intruders. Elias knew they had to act quickly. "Tummy, we need to fall back," Elias said, his voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through him. "This is more than we bargained for. We need a plan." They retreated carefully, the trolls' growls echoing behind them. Once outside, Elias took a deep breath, his mind racing. "We need to rally the village," he said. "This threat is greater than anything we've faced before." Back in Pinecrest, Elias gathered the villagers, his voice ringing with urgency. "We have found a nest of trolls deeper in the forest than ever before. They are a threat to us all, and we must stand together." The villagers listened, their faces set with determination. They had faced trolls before, but never like this. They prepared through the night, forging weapons, gathering supplies, and fortifying their homes. As dawn broke, Elias led the charge, his axe gleaming in the early light. The villagers followed, their combined efforts a testament to their unity and courage. The battle was fierce, the trolls fighting with a ferocity that matched their size. Elias fought with a deadly precision, his axe swinging true, his movements a dance of battle honed by years of experience. Tommy fought beside him, his youthful energy a stark contrast to Elias's seasoned strength. Together they drove the trolls back, their combined efforts turning the tide of the battle. The trolls, overwhelmed by the villagers' unity and determination, began to retreat into the depths of the forest. As the last of the trolls disappeared into the shadows, the villagers cheered, their voices echoing through the forest. Pinecrest was safe once again, but Elias knew this was not the end. The symbols, the ancient cave, the gathering of trolls, it all pointed to something greater, a threat that was far from over. In the aftermath of the battle, Elias stood at the edge of the forest, looking out over the town of Pinecrest. The villagers were celebrating, their voices filled with relief and joy. But Elias's mind was elsewhere, his thoughts on the symbols and the ancient cave. Tommy approached, his eyes reflecting the fire of the battle they had fought. "Elias," he said, "we did it. The town is safe." Elias turned to him, a rare smile crossing his face. "You fought bravely, Tommy. You have the heart of a hunter." Tommy's eyes shone with pride, but Elias's expression soon turned serious. "This battle is won, but the war is not over. There is something greater stirring in the forest, something ancient and powerful." Tommy nodded, his grip tightening on his axe. "Then we will face it together, Elias. Whatever comes, we will be ready." As the sun set, casting a warm glow over the town, Elias looked out into the forest, his mind racing with the mysteries yet to be uncovered. The symbols, the cave, the gathering of trolls, it all pointed to a greater threat, a darkness that was far from defeated. Elias knew that the true battle was yet to come, and he would be ready. With Tommy by his side, and the villagers of Pinecrest united, they would face whatever dangers lay ahead. The legend of Elias Thorne, the troll hunter, would continue, his legacy a beacon of hope in the face of the ancient darkness that lurked in the shadows of the forest. As the story of Elias and Tommy's battle against the trolls draws to a close, the mysteries of the forest remain unsolved. The symbols in the ancient cave hint at a greater threat, a darkness that is far from defeated. The journey of Elias Thorne and his apprentice Tommy is far from over, and their next adventure awaits in the shadows of the ancient forest. As the days passed, Elias and Tommy delved deeper into the ancient texts, searching for clues about the symbols they had found. The artifacts they had collected were spread out on the table in Elias's cabin, each one a piece of a puzzle that seemed to grow more complex with every discovery. One evening, as the fire crackled in the hearth, Elias uncovered a passage in one of the texts that sent a chill down his spine. It spoke of an ancient prophecy, a warning of a time when the trolls would rise again, led by a powerful and malevolent force. The prophecy foretold of a great battle, a battle that would decide the fate of the forest and all who dwelled within it. Elias read the passage aloud, his voice steady but grave. "When the shadows lengthen and the ancient ones stir, a darkness shall rise from the depths of the forest. The trolls, once scattered and weak, shall unite under the banner of a forgotten king. Only the hunter, guided by the light of the ancient magic, shall stand against the tide of darkness and restore the balance of the forest. Tommy listened intently, his eyes wide with a mix of fear and determination. Elias, do you think this prophecy is about us? About the trolls we've been fighting? Elias nodded, his expression serious. I do, Tommy. The symbols, the gathering of the trolls, the ancient cave, it all points to something greater, something that has been stirring in the shadows for a long time. We must be ready, for the battle ahead will be unlike any we have faced before. Tommy gripped his axe tightly, his resolve unwavering. We will face it together, Elias. Whatever comes, we will stand against the darkness and protect the forest. As they prepared for the battle ahead, Elias and Tommy knew that the true test of their strength and courage was yet to come. The forest was alive with the whispers of the ancient trees, their leaves rustling in the wind like the echoes of a battle yet to be fought. With the prophecy weighing heavily on their minds, Elias and Tommy ventured deeper into the forest, following the trail of symbols and clues that led them to the heart of the ancient mystery. The air grew colder and the light dimmer, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. They found themselves standing before a massive, ancient tree, its trunk covered in the same symbols they had seen before. The tree seemed to pulse with a faint, otherworldly light, and the air around it hummed with a low, resonant energy. Elias knew they had found something significant, a place of power and danger. As they approached the tree, a voice echoed through the forest, deep and resonant, like the rumble of distant thunder. Who dares to disturb the slumber of the ancient ones? Elias and Tommy turned to see a figure emerging from the shadows, a towering troll unlike any they had encountered before. Its skin was dark and gnarled, and its eyes glowed with an eerie, intelligent light. It wore a crown of twisted branches and moss, a symbol of its royal lineage. Elias stood his ground, his axe at the ready. We are the hunters, the guardians of the forest. We seek to understand the darkness that stirs within these woods, and to protect the villagers of Panicrest from the threat of the trolls. The Troll King regarded them with a mix of curiosity and disdain. You are brave, hunter, to stand before me and speak of protection. But you do not understand the true nature of the forest, nor the ancient magic that flows through its veins. The trolls are but a part of this land, a force of nature that cannot be so easily tamed. Elias knew that this was a moment of truth, a test of their resolve and their understanding of the forest. He stepped forward, his voice steady and calm. We do not seek to tame the forest nor to destroy the trolls. We seek only to restore the balance, to ensure that the ancient magic is not twisted and corrupted by the darkness that threatens to consume it. The Troll King regarded him for a long moment, its eyes searching his face. Then, with a slow nod, it spoke. Very well, hunter. I will give you a chance to prove your worth. Face me in battle, and if you emerge victorious, I will share with you the secrets of the ancient magic and the true nature of the threat that looms over the forest. Elias knew that the battle ahead would be fierce, but he was ready. With Tommy by his side, and the ancient magic of the forest guiding their path, they would face the Troll King and uncover the truth behind the ancient prophecy. The fate of the forest and all who dwelled within it hung in the balance.